Okay, so one of the big things that I am going to be trying to do, since it's a lot slower right now, we're not really getting very many bee removals. Ooh, getting some hot girls coming around here. We're gonna try to do, I'm gonna try to remove the bees from this hot water heater right now. I sent out an email, invited some of my students to join me if they wanted to. And I had a couple people interested, but nobody shows up. So I am jumping into it by myself. Okay, well, since nobody came to see the inside, I decided that I'm just gonna go ahead and try to abscond them. They've been here a long time. We'll see how long this takes. At 11 o'clock, the returning bees are going into my box. Girls with a lot of pollen on their legs. Looking good, girls. Okay. I decided to treat it like a force abscond since nobody's here with me. And I know that comb is just going to be black and ugly in there. Coughing. Too much smoke. But they're using my box. I did not see the queen yet. Might take her a little while to come out. Treating it like I would do an old olive tree. Okay, so you know what? Maybe it's better that nobody showed up to do the hot water heater with me. I just went ahead and did the force abscond. This is the same way that I do olive trees. And so what basically I do is just make it inhospitable. And I will ream it with like long wire, a plumbing snake. I have these really long hemostats. They're about the size of my arm. They're for cows. I think I got them on Amazon, and they're like one of my go-to tools for doing absconds. And established hive absconds. So I'll put a link. It's an Amazon affiliate link, so I must warn you, there is a chance that I might make a penny or two or so if you purchase something by going through that link. Have to say that. So I will share that in the comments below or in the description below. So anyway, and then I ran some Fisher's Bee Quick through my smoker and put it in using a hose. So I have this hosing that attaches to my smoker, and I spray the Fisher's Bee Quick in the smoke, and I put the tube in and I shove it as far as I can. And then I use my tools, knock down more comb, and shove the hose further and further. So that way I'm like going from both ends with smoke, with Fisher's Bee Quick, and I'm knocking down comb in there. The comb, oh, I could just feel how ugly it was. Being that old, and I don't know, that could be like a 10-year-old hive in there. I could just feel it was hard as a rock. And I know it's that pitch black, ugly stuff. So I'm cool with them starting over inside the box that I'm giving them. The forage bees are already starting to use that. I just got to figure out, I got to get the queen. That's the big one. So as soon as the queen comes out, I have to keep on checking that because sometimes they will not go into the box that I just put right in front of them. Sometimes they might just go hang in a tree. And then they'll wait for the hot water heater or the olive tree, whatever I'm doing, to not smell anymore. And as soon as that smell dissipates, because we're not using chemicals, we're not using anything that hurts our environment. We're beekeepers. We're not exterminators. And so these things don't last that long. And so might have to go back and apply again tonight. Might have to go again and apply again tomorrow. But it usually takes only 2 or 3 applications total. Like they might even be coming out right now because they wait. They're going, is she gone? And then they come all running out. So it could just, okay, I'll keep you guys updated. So hopefully that's going to happen. But so anyway, I needed to get these out of this hot water heater because I have a huge plan. I'm still booking classes. Lots of people want to learn how to keep bees and how to keep them with the bees' health in mind. So I am booking a lot of classes. And so I plan on trying to clean up that area of my education center. So we're gonna paint that RV back there. We're gonna add all my old smokers are gonna be used in decor. That's gonna be so cool. I can't wait to start doing that. And then I also have like a bunch of sun catchers that are bee themed that are gonna go in the windows. We just have a bunch of really cool things. And then we're gonna also transplant many of our cacti from the garden area as well as our aloes and put them in the bee area itself and make some really neat areas that are no water use. That's the big thing in the bee yards are going to be no water use. And so we're going to have examples of in the garden, in the pollinator garden, and then examples in just total no water use examples of plants for the bees. So all kinds of great things happening. I'm going to wait for them to do that. And in the meantime, my other two focuses are going to be working on doing the apartment where we live, getting it cleaned up and organized. Hey, I got the time. Might as well utilize it to the best I can do. I got to stay positive. And then the other thing that I'm working on is I'm going back to work on the jackalope den. So those that don't know or haven't seen it, it is an old RV or old motor coach, like 1980s series motor coach that we are renovating as a guest stay location. So all kinds of fun things happening. So I've got my priorities going now. And yeah, so stay tuned. There's going to be some Okay, I'm just going to finish this video up with just a couple more things. I'm trying to stay on top of everything. Really, I am. And I love thrifting. It's kind of like, it's my therapy. And oh my gosh, do I need therapy right now. I found this really cool metal homemade flower type thing, garden ornament at a thrift store the other day for $5. Dan sent me actually thrifting, so don't look at me like that. And as soon as he gave me the go ahead, like, go find me this and go, I need this. I need these two items. Go look for them at the thrift store. Oh, yeah. Man, he didn't have to tell me twice. So I didn't find hardly anything for Dan, but I found a couple things for me, actually for the bees and the education area. So because we're not going to be watering in that in the bee yard education area, but I still want it to look really neat for all the guests. So I'm going to paint this metal flower, and then I'm going to use either a sleeve or a large bolt, and I'm going to marry this glass piece in here so that I think it's going to look really awesome. And I'm going to paint the head of the bolt yellow so it'll have that center. And I think that the way it'll set in the ground, it might even be a feeder for the Ultra Bee and Bee Pro food. I think it would be really cute for in the back bee yard. So I think this was like a couple bucks. I did not buy this recently. I saw this and really loved it and thought I might need this for something. So I had put it in my she shed thinking you're going to use this. And sure enough, here we go. We're going to use this. I just need to look through my paint collection and see if I have metal paint. And I'm thinking about sticking with different like reds, oranges, and yellows, and the green stem kind of thing. So that's a project I'll be sharing that we should be finishing up soon. The other thing I found at the thrift store was this. And I'm like, what is it? So you just go through Google Lens and it'll bring up like items. The issue is that this is missing a part. For people that don't know, this is a homemade gumball dispenser. So you'd put your gumballs up here and they'd look all pretty. And then there would be a little drawer here and you would pull out one gumball and it would block it so another gumball wouldn't fall down. Then when you pushed it back in, another gumball would drop and you could pull another one out. It's a gumball. Oh, so what happens is you unscrew the jar and there's this giant hole for the gumballs to fall through. Does anybody in beekeeping know what I saw? So this lid is very simply put on with some screws. So I'm gonna unscrew this and I'm going to put a different lid on here that has the 1/64 little holes drilled into it. And this is gonna become a sugar syrup dispenser for bees in a Layens hive. I'll be pulling out a couple when there's a dearth and they're not drawing comb, they won't be adding burr comb. I can simply put this inside there and internally feed in a Layens hive without any fancy stuff. And I think I paid a whopping $4 for this. So I'm pretty excited to put this to work and give this a try. So I will also be sharing this in upcoming videos to show how it worked. So I love upcycling. It's my favorite thing.